Let's go back. All the way back to 2003. Not just 2003, but late 2003. There's no Masterpiece line, although a Prime will soon be out. Armada is just wrapping up, and the brand is starting to see a little bit of a resurgence. So what is the Alternators line, or as it was released in Takara's markets, Binaltech? They were 1/24 scale models of real-life vehicles with detailed interiors, working doors, rubber tires, and even molded engine details. Takara originally wanted to make 1/32 scale figures, an idea that was eventually brought to life with the Takara-only line Alternity in 2009, which saw 4 molds released. The original prototype for the line was a Porsche that transformed into Jazz. The figure was seen in person during BotCon 2007 during the Hasbro headquarters tour. We also saw a Bumblebee design that transformed into a Volkswagen Bug that never got made. Both were unable to get licensed and are perhaps the earliest incident of the oft-repeated "Germans don't like war toys" comments. Former Porsche employee ADDL, not sure how you pronounce it, on the TF archive forums asked his licensing department and was told, "Transformers are not worthy of carrying the Porsche trademark. They are war machines, and the toy line in no way represents the lifestyles and ideas which Porsche represents." Volkswagen had similar comments, but as we'd see much later in 2014 with Masterpiece Bumblebee, times and opinions do change. Volkswagen now owns Porsche as well, so who knows what the future holds. Anyways, back to Alternators. As always, Hasbro was aiming for a price point, about $20. Therefore, Alternators were released in plastic. However, Takara aims for more collector markets, this being before the very recent brand unification, which, we'll see if that sticks. Therefore, their releases all contained die-cast. There were also the occasional difference in paint schemes and accessories. There were other variations as well. Some characters only came out in one but not the other market, although I believe every mold got released in both markets, with the exception of Ravage and Rumble, who only saw US releases. To many collectors, this line was the Masterpiece line. Remember, the only official release we had at the time was Prime. It'd be almost 8 years until MP10 came out and rebooted the line and gave us regular releases. There were many odd choices with the line. Tracks originally just came out in yellow, and for a line many treated as Masterpiece toys to stand with Prime, new characters like Alternator's Decepticharge really didn't fit. The line lasted about 2 years. It saw some packaging changes stateside, but due to lackluster sales, was eventually put on indefinite hiatus in late 2005. Nothing more came out in the US. However, the line did continue to have some releases by Takara. First was the subline Binaltech Asterix, released in late 2005. Only 3 releases were made, each one being a repaint. But still not down for the count. Takara followed that up with Kiss Players. If you aren't familiar with it, this image should explain a few things. Somehow, that image has just got even worse over the years. Yeah, it happened. Good thing that Ravage mold never got released in Kiss Players. Ugh. Terrible excuses for fiction aside, Kiss Players didn't last long either, seeing only 3 traditional releases with questionable box art, and a handful of other releases like PVC figures, some G1 cassette repaints, and whatever the hell these round things are. The line's last release was in 2007. Both Alternators and Binaltech also had a handful of exclusives. Nemesis Prime and Rodimus were San Diego Comic-Con and Hasbro Toy Shop shared exclusives, with Walmart getting Ravage and Decepticon Rumble as exclusives, as mentioned earlier. For Binaltech, they had Black Convoy and Raiji? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's a clear mirage. Interestingly enough, most of these exclusives came out in 2006 and 2007, after the line had ended. So where would the line have gone had it continued? Not too much is known, aside from a couple of repaints or remolds that were cancelled. So, what is the Alternators Binaltech legacy? These days, they have no place in Masterpiece collections. They don't look anything like the cartoon, which is how the Masterpiece line has trended over the past several years. Their scale is way off. However, they represent a very different time for the brand. One of the few semi-modern Transformer toy lines that feature die-cast, something you won't see outside of Masterpiece toys and a short-lived toy line that I hope to talk about soon. The figures are well made, The scale model aspect is excellent and is always appealing, especially to non-Transformer collectors and just car enthusiast collectors. The detailed interiors and other aspects are a unique feature to the Transformer line that we hadn't seen since Diaclone and haven't seen since to my recollection. The line will always hold a special place for me, and while I don't have as many as I used to, even though I do still have plenty, they'll always have a place in my collection. Thanks for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this, check out my other videos and please like and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, rumor has it that Hasbro will cancel BotCon. What? Oh, that already happened. Damn it.